We are live for day 3 of Queen Code. Good morning to you all. And first and foremost, can you really give yourself, and I'm giving you a huge acknowledgement to making it to day 3. You are still here. You might think it, of course, I want to be here. I want to be here. Of course, I signed up for a reason. But you'd be surprised that our mind, of course, is really big trickster. We have one other archetype that we didn't talk that much about over these 3 years, called logician archetype, or sometimes called saboteur archetype, meaning it's the part of our energy or personality, if you like, or even physiologically we have it, where the brain fights change. The brain, little human, fights growth because there is new, and anything new, our beautiful little yet primitive little human considers dangerous. So the logician archetype in you is always looking to keep you safe and keep your current sense of identity, wherever it might be. So then you sign up for life-changing experience like this, which can be really, really life-enriching, which can set you on a path of embodying your queen and a miracle woman. But then something happens, I'll watch later, something happens, I'll catch up or whatever, and then you'll never commit to the process. And you're not that. You are here. You are here. So I want you to, it really, really talks a lot about who you are. So I want to start with a full acknowledgement of that when I say I'm going to become something, I mean it. I mean it. I don't just lean in. I am becoming that version of me that is meant to be. And that's so hugely important. So I wanted to start with that. And today is going to be a rich session. Hopefully we will fit still in 90 minutes or so, because yes, I'm going to be answering some of your questions. Yes, I'm going to give you a few more other information, to get to know your queen a little better, prostitute a little better. And I want to talk about the shadow archetype of the queen, which is incidentally the one of your questions. I will be giving you what I consider is to be biggest gift, and that is opening a new opportunity and embodiment container called Miracle Woman, where we can continue this journey and really, really, really become the highest version of you, so that life and business can freaking reflect that. So I will be talking about that as well, and more. So let's get started again. Bring your energy fully in, make yourself present. This is your time. So just open yourself to receive. Okay, so where do we start? I want to start actually from a question from Jasmine, who is asking, what is the shadow of the queen and what is the gift of the whore? I briefly mentioned this, I think, during the first session. And yes, the queen within you, which is opening up the journey of truly becoming high value woman, and therefore being able to bring high value to the world, it has got also a shadow archetype. I call the shadow archetype ice queen, meaning there is a difference between the queen who's got an open heart and the queen who along the way closed her heart. Now, we all are prone to developing some ice around us and morphing ourselves from queen to ice queen. And that's why it's so very important to talk about this. The ice queen, if you like, the is the definition of the ice queen, how we create that protective mechanism is that we counterbalanced the sense of insecurity or not good enoughness we talked about yesterday with putting on almost false ego, that protective mechanism, where we become untouchable. And you will surely know some ice queens in your life or maybe the business, but it's not about judgment. Judging the ice queens is mainly, I want to talk about this for you to develop awareness, because it's very easy to start developing that ice and not knowing about it, and it's making everything harder for us. So essentially, to counterbalance, or if you like, the fight, that sense of not good enoughness, over time we can create this ice and that almost like false sense of identity, which will be marked by feeling better than others, superiority. Like I am better than others, which of course the queen with open heart, or if you like the benevolent queen, you could call her, the queen with open heart will not do that. As we mentioned, the strong belief and the energy of the queen with open heart is nobody is above me, but nobody is below me. Whereas when we start creating this ice, protective ice around us, we close our heart to ourselves and others, and we start getting sense that I am better than others. And it can be very subtle. I have been there as well. It can be very subtle, and it can, for instance, come up as that sense of unfairness, where you feel, well, it's not fair because I'm so developed, I got so much wisdom within me, I can do this so much better, yet that woman next to me, colleague next to me, is not nearly as developed, or if you like, enlightened or wise or gifted, whatever it might be, and she is getting more success. She is getting that, those people in her offerings. She's just using the marketing and selling. I have got more integrity than that, but it's not fair that I'm not making, let's say, the impact I want or receiving the way I want. Have you ever felt like this? If you did, again, it's not to judge yourself, but it's to become aware of that this is the very workings of the ice queen, where we started to create that protective ice around us that is preventing us from going into real pain that want to alchemize and open our heart. So this is one of the ways how the ice queen, the ice will show us. I know better than others, and yet maybe I'm not rewarded better than others. So we're making ourselves, if you like, superior, we're making ourselves above others. And you see, it's okay to acknowledge that you might be more developed, masterful on your way in a certain area, right? Like I'm going to acknowledge, and I'm acknowledging that I'm very, very good worker of the energy, working with the energy. I'm powerful alchemist, powerful holder of the energy, and so forth, which, okay, I acknowledge that. Of course, but it's when we are then put, I'm better than, I'm more than, and yet it's not, say, working for me. So then we need to pay attention to it. What it means is that you created this ice around you and closed your heart to yourself and to your others along the way. Other ways how if you like, that ice of the ice queen can show up in our businesses and lives is that we are really concerned with our reputation, with what people think. So I cannot, let's say, show my weakness or my vulnerabilities because clients will not respect me or people will not. No, I need to always show my best self. And that's again because you got a somewhat closed heart to your shadow part of you, to your inner victim and your inner child and the prostitute and so forth. So for ice queen, it's typically very difficult to show any vulnerabilities, or she will show it, but in a very logical way. Oh yes, I'm going to show how I had, this vulnerable, how I'm vulnerable, but I know it will bring me something. So it's almost like planned, logical vulnerability. So again, if you have that real concern with how you're considered by others and by your, say, reputation, and you have difficulties with showing your vulnerability, then do know that it's your protective mechanism, that eyes, and it comes from closing your heart. Another thing is that, as the ice queen, it's very, very important to, of course, be the best. And she considers herself often to be the best, but therefore is open to, like, closed to any feedback or criticism, if you like. So it's typically when you have somebody offering you a feedback or even some form of criticism, it's literally the response is, bye, Felicia, bye. I know who I am. I know I'm the best. I know I'm the most powerful. Bye, Felicia. And again, it's to protect yourself. It's to protect ourselves from going into the alchemy of the pain inside, to open our heart. And so this is, I'm bringing it to your awareness that if you've been dealing with criticism or feedback like that, it's not the healthiest way, because we can't, of course, grow if you're not able to take that feedback. So yes, there is just very quickly and briefly, how does the queen then deals with criticism and feedback when your heart is open? Well, first and foremost, we are willing to be criticized. We are willing to learn, because first and foremost, if you are in a, I said, business of change, or in an era of your life of change, meaning for you, you're realizing that there's so much to you and your life that you acknowledge yourself to live and to be, and you're working on yourself, as in you are sinking into the highest version of you, and or you are also facilitating change in the world through your business, through your services, through your art, etc. If you are in a business or era of change, inevitably you're going to trigger the opposite of it. You're going to trigger not just your own logician or saboteur, but of others. It's mirroring that. So you're going to have people who will not agree with you. You're going to have a people that are just not, let's say, your soul aligned clients, and they will think you're freaking crazy. That how dare you, like, how stupid you are, how crazy you are. Of course. And so if you have an open heart, you can acknowledge that their way of seeing at things, it's also valid. It's also valid for them. It's not that, as the ice queen, think, I'm right, you're wrong. No. Is, I can be right and you can be right as well. I sometimes remind myself of the, as a metaphorically, visually, is of the huge art gallery in London. We have one particular gallery. The now it's gone out, but it's the Gallery of Modern Art, and it's a huge building. It's a huge gallery, and you will find all sorts of art there, all sorts of art. And you will, if you go and visit, you will navigate to some form of art, and then you will go, Museum of Modern Art, thank you. And then you will go and you see, let's say, a toilet paper glued to the wall, and you will think, what the heck? Like, what's that? Or you will see some stripes somewhere on a painting, and like, you call that art? Well, yes, it's someone's art. It's someone's art, and it's as valid as a Monet, as a painting of Monet. So you're not going to, even if you don't resonate with that art, let's say, typically you wouldn't go and complain to the manager of the gallery, like, how dare you to put that piece of art there? How dare you? I don't want that piece of art to be here. It's offensive. No, you don't do that. You don't like that? You move on. You go to the section of the gallery where is your resonance, your type of art, so to speak. But that art has got the right to exist. That art has got the right to be expressed. That art has got same value for some people as your art, and say, or Monet's art has got for other people. We're all in it together. All shades of voice, expression, art, service, business, way of serving is valid, you see? So that's what I sometimes remind myself if I sometimes slip into judgment, because the moment you judge others, oh, believe me, it's reflecting some judgment about yourself. You have not received yourself fully yet. Your heart is still somewhat closed. Yes? So that's the ice queen. The heart is somewhat closed or closing or completely closed. So we're creating this ice around us. Another thing, or the problem that this can create where our heart is closed and we have got this ice around us is, so in a business, so-called lack of engagement, as in you talking, you're serving, you're doing your best work, it's super freaking valuable, and yet often crickets, and there is no engagement or very little engagement. Why? Because ice queen cannot, while we hold on to ice, we cannot create that heart to heart connection with our clients because our heart is closed, you see? So it often leads to lack of engagement or lack of clients taking action, etc., etc. Another little way of how the ice queen can show up, how that ice can show up in our business and life, it's sort of, yes, we all know that we're creators of our universe, but it's almost like assuming that then other people in my life, in my business, should know what I need and deliver it to me without even asking. So I'll give you a little example of that. I once realized I'm doing this a little bit, or I was doing this a little bit in my personal life and also on my business. As you do one thing, you do everything. As in, at one point, I find myself almost like sulking that my husband didn't suss out from his finger what I need and gave it to me, like that connection and intimacy. And I was like, well, he should know me by now, and why he is not, he doesn't care about me. I was like sulking instead of opening my heart and communicating my desires and needs. You see? So it's like, that expression that I think that all the world revolves around me. And yes, it does. But if we're assuming that everyone should just know what I think and automatically just give me what I need when I need, rather than communicating and being able to ask for support, ask for what you need, lean into that, then that's that ice at work. So what's the path of then melting that ice? What's the path of being able to really be liked by others, creating that connection? What's the path? Well, the path is to start opening our own heart to ourselves, which means a little example of that I talked about yesterday, when I was alchemizing that strong sense of not good enoughness in me, I didn't go like, I shouldn't feel this way and snap out of it or anything like that. I went there, as in I let that energy flow through me and started to embrace it, that this too is me. This too is me, and this is also my power. So I stayed with my prostitute, if you like. For you, as your if you sense that you have a lot of ice around you or some ice around you, then you will have guaranteed some unprocessed and perhaps stuck negative emotions in your body, in your energy, almost like a frozen energy that you didn't allow yourself to process it. So some form of pain. Typically and very often is to do with our victim archetype, this inner sufferer, so to speak. So we never allow ourselves to like go and allow ourselves to really go through that pain and alchemize that pain of victimhood. Rather, we will be like, I can't deal with victim mentality. Like when I see the victim or other people are in victim mode, I'm like, no, go away. So you gotta start opening your heart to your even greatest vulnerabilities. So so that's very much in a nutshell. And of course, in for those of you that are or will be in one of my embodiment containers, there's a lot more to it. But in a nutshell, it's about opening your heart and then being willing to go in and to be alchemizing that which is there, truly, truly releasing that which is there, okay? And embracing it, really, really embracing all of you. So it's path of self-love, self-acceptance, yes? The victim, yes, shadow work. The victim, the gift of victim is, the gift of prostitute is developing the staying power, is developing your character. It's when I say the inner prostitute or the whore, I might as well talk about that sense of not good enoughness. We all know it doesn't feel good when we don't feel good enough, or how it can limit us from even trying for leaning into greatest desires and all of that. So we all know that. However, there is nothing like wrong in the universe. The good within yourself doesn't judge as some energy is higher in the hierarchy than the others. No, everything has got two sides of the coin. So yes, whereas the not good enoughness can absolutely and will at some point limit us, it also is a powerful developer of the character. It has got, like you can relate this to yourself, the prostituting. I know, for instance, from my childhood, that I had to really, really work hard to prove myself to my father that I'm worthy of his love. Never succeeded really, and really try to be the best. So it was very formative years of studying hard. I was best at everything, and I wouldn't dare to bring anything than the best mark from the school home, because it would be a beating, and just was looking for that approval, to feel that not good enoughness inside. So this was my story for years, but it really we know that it's limited. We know that it's not the healthiest way to live, but in those formative years and in going into my adulthood, it really helped me to develop what I call nowadays a staying power, as in, you might call it determination, tenacity. Now let me know if you can relate to yourself that, oh yeah, you're tenacious, you're determined. If it doesn't work out for you this time, you'll know it. You'll work at it. You're not gonna give up. Yes, resiliency. Yes. Yes. So for those of you that had this, or have the prostitute archetype quite strong, well, you have developed really, really powerful, call it even stubbornness, resilience, that staying power. And that's important. That's important. Yes, we can do things a lot more easily. We can receive so much more. We don't need to overwork, etc., etc. But that character stays with you. When I'll introduce you, and when in Miracle Woman, I'll also teach you a lot about your magician and logician archetype, and essentially is to unlock fully your manifestation code, so to become the powerful manifester. And there is a lot of things you can do to really strengthen your magician and make your manifestations and creations a lot easier. However, the basic principle stays that you've got to let, when you get plant the seed of what you desire, you've got to let it grow without digging in that seed. Are you freaking growing? Are you freaking growing? Are you freaking growing? Are you freaking growing? Because we're damaging the seed. It cannot grow into a plant. So, and that requires a staying power. So we've got to be in that energy of faith and knowing for long enough, so the seed or whatever we seeded, that it activated the intentions, can become can come to the fruitful season. And it's different with different manifestation, different with different seed, right? So that's super valuable. That's the prostitute gave you that. That's super valuable, that you do have that staying power. What does it mean practically? Digging it up, that's it. Practically, it means checking all the time. Is my manifestation happening? Where are the signs? What are the circumstances? I decided last week that I'm stepping into the levels of, let's say, 6-figure months, or I'm going to manifest my 6-figure month, or that great relationship, whatever it might be. Where's the sign? Where's the sign? Today, did I make sales? Did I make enough sales for me, for my conscious mind to see that I'm on a way or not? And, so it's that constantly checking, constantly, and seeing that circumstances, letting it affect ourselves, how we, what we then vibrate. So that's like, are you growing? Are you growing? That's the digging into seed. Of course, it's not very healthy. It's using what I call our observer effect in a not very healthy way. Yes, it's like being anxious about manifesting. So your prostitute help you to build your character, to strengthen yourself enough so that you can become your miracle woman. And I'm going to actually show you the wheel, or if you like, the polarities of all that you want to become. But first and foremost, let me go through with you through even briefly, because I know my clients are very much aware of this, and that's something that you're using every day, and that's the 9 stages of becoming or manifestation. Let me know if you're familiar with it or not. I will very quickly want to cover this. Okay. All right. Very quickly want to cover this, so you know what to expect. So you know what to expect, because I kid you not, that there is not desire, genuine desire in your heart that you cannot manifest and become in the next 12 months. There is not. If you have a genuine desire, you have all it takes to become it, to manifest it in the next 12 months. In the next 12 months. 12 months, and that's why I like to keep my embodiment containers for 12 months, because it's a rich time where you can really create those conditions within yourself. So, but you've got to go through those stages of becoming, of manifestation, which not many are familiar about. And then we get lost, and then we got, that didn't work. And then we go to safety and then try again. So very briefly, I want to take you through these 9 stages of becoming, or 9 stages of manifestation. So the first stage is activation, meaning this is where you make that non-negotiable decision that, yes, this is who I'm becoming. This is me. This is my intention. So if you like, those are those non-negotiable intentions that you're going to live. You're going to meet that physical version of you face to face. Have you or have you not activated yourself in this way? Have you or have you not? Yes. Good. Okay. All right. So most of you have got freaking yes and yes and yes. Some of you no. If you have not yet, that's okay. That's okay. I don't think there is a space for today, but we will work on, I'll take you through the deep, deep, deep connection where you can absolutely give yourself to those desires. Then you can exclude any other possibility, then you can close the doors that is not going to happen. Okay? So it's not the reason to cry like, no, it's okay. At least you're aware. Okay? But for most of you is yes. Oh, yes, I made the decision. And I know, I just know it's going to happen. I made the decision. Great, great. Out of that, when you really activate that, you essentially activate that higher version of you, the configuration of the universe, the configuration that already pre-exists in your energy, but you really activated it. So the energy of it can be particularized into physical reality. It's a gradual process, but you can start receiving that energy, so you can start manifesting, so to speak. Yes. So that's the first stage. Second stage is once you activate that higher version of you, then you start getting new level awareness. Like maybe something you've heard before, but now you hear it and it clicks. Or you now become aware, oh my goodness, I've been doing this and this, or thinking like this and this, and it's not been serving me. Or I've had this and this, and it's time to let it go. Or it's something different that now is emerging and it's time to welcome it. You get awareness, much greater awareness of what belongs to this version of you that you just activated and what doesn't. Yes. So the second step or second phase is a new awareness. Okay. Your awareness grows. Next level awareness. Okay. So yes, a lot of you will have, even over the last few days, will have developed a lot of awareness, new awareness. Yes. And that's great. That's part of it. Now, the third part or third phase of this becoming manifestation process is new choices. So you essentially start making choices that are in alignment with that higher version of self and misalignment with the current version of self. Yes? So you decide, all right, I know some of you decided I doubled my fees because I didn't charge a charge from prostitute archetype. So I'm going to double. You decided you're going to double your fees. You're making decision. You're making decision, or whatever it might be. But you're making new choices. So number one, activation. Number two, new level awareness, new awareness. Number three, new choices. Yes. Number four, you take that action. I call it quantum action. Let's say doubling your fees may not come easy to you. Of course, it's new. It's aligned with your high version of self, misaligned with the current version of self. But you will do it. You take that quantum action or quantum leap, if you like. You'll do it. Or, I don't know, you'll step into one of my or some containers. You'll allow yourself to be held because you know it's going to support you. and it makes you uncomfortable maybe. Well, that's the action, quantum action. You'll take that next step, whatever it's offered to you from that new level of awareness. That's quantum action. Sometimes it's pretty easy. Sometimes that quantum action can really create some real pressure to our nervous system, and that's okay. And that's okay. And then what? Then forever paradise? You take that quantum action and everything will be sorted? Not always. Not always. Because there is also a fifth phase of manifesting and becoming, and that is, I call this alchemical points. You're familiar with this term? Alchemical points. Okay. So this is when you lean into that higher version of self. These are the energetic opportunities, the points where you can become more of you, where you can call in more of the divinity, the miracle woman, more into your body. They show up as challenges. They show up as fears. They show up as temporary manifestation of the opposite of what you intended. Let's say you intended and you activated far greater levels of abundance, but you notice, shit, clients are leaving, or I've got less sales this week or this month than I normally have. So the opposite, or you get unexpected bill, or you happen some drama, whatever it might be. Now, for most people, they'll get really discouraged when they're at this alchemical point. But this is the gift. This is the point at which you will absolutely, if you open yourself up to it, will be able to see through some illusion that have been holding you back. And you'll be able to release it, to see through it, and call more truth in. Yes? It's not as straightforward as just testing my resolve, even though it's part of it. You're leaning into more faith, of course. But it's about realizing that this alchemical point, whatever it might be, what gift does it hold for me? What illusion it mirrors from within me that now it's time to let it go? And what am I invited to welcome in, to embody? Yes? I know I'm talking in a nutshell. We have a lot more stuff around this, but you've got to work how to work with your alchemical points, because anybody who will tell you that the moment you align with your highest version of self, with your highest desire and intention, the moment you activate it, everything from there is going to be easy and straightforward. No, it's not. You've got to self-manifest alchemical points which will allow you to become that version of you that you gotta be. So reflection of it, the circumstances will match it. Yes. So for instance, this might be about sinking into abundance even when you don't have a money, like knowing that your source of abundance, there is loads. Seeing through the illusion and the code of attachment, seeing through, it's loads. But, you know, sometimes those alchemical points are easy. It's like, fine, I know. Sometimes they come with full vengeance. So the promise you got to make yourself here is that you will not see those, if you like, challenges along the way or manifestation of something opposite as the sign that it didn't work. No. It's a sign you're on your way. It's a sign you're on your way. Entire universe is with you. Yes? Because if you did see, and some of you are saying that, if you did see that, oh God, you know, I'm doing something wrong, I've got to go back to safety. Forget that. Maybe it wasn't right intention. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe I'm not worthy yet. Blah, 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 blah. You see how that works? So no more. So, but given you stay in there, you know, that you know what's happening, you are able to work with the energy. So you take that gift, you alchemize it, and there you take another sort of choice and action that will help you to go into the sixth stage, and it's embodiment of new. You embody with that next choice, with the next step forward, with the next action, you embody the energy of the new. Yes. Um, so from here, when you do stay, yes, in faith, and you take that gift from that alchemical point and you take that next step, next choice, you are in that embodiment of new. There what comes is the period of stabilization, where you're getting used to the new, more of you. You're getting used to of new level of vibration. From there comes the phase of simply knowing this is who you are. You know that there is no way to turn it around. There is no way. Sometimes by this point, you will have lots and lots of signs and physical manifestations. Sometimes you won't. But you know that you cannot turn the wheels. You became, this is who you are. And from there, the manifestation happens. Full embodiment on the high level happens. So you manifest, you particularize that energy of your truth into the physical reality, into you. So I'll very briefly cover this. It's activation, it's new awareness, it's new choices, it's quantum action, alchemical points, embodiment of new, stabilization, knowing, manifestation. This is the process of manifestation. And when you don't know what's happening along the way, you can get lost along the way. So this is why it's so very useful for you to be held and continue develop awareness of the energy. Yes. And this is why I'd love to, with really open heart, to give you possibly the biggest gift, and that is the opportunity to work together inside of Miracle Woman, or if you vibe on a different container. So is that okay if I share with you a little bit about what Miracle Woman is? Yes, it's some of you will be familiar because is it now exactly 3 months ago, it came so strongly through me, and it was like it's a brand new embodiment container for my clients to allow you to really become the Miracle Woman, to really, really help you out. So what I then call a Miracle Woman is your freaking full essence. So now I will show you the wheel. So Miracle Woman is 12 months embodiment experience where with my guidance and powerful teachings and energetic tools, you will be fully supported on a way to become your miracle woman that is within you. Now, the miracle woman is your sense of self-identity, who you know you are. Yes. And it's when you really pretty well alchemize your shadow archetypes and really strengthen your light empowerment archetypes, if you like. So let me take you through this a little bit, and we might share this graphic at some point. Would you like to get this graphic? It's just a visual representation of your identity, which creates everything, as we talked about day one. Yes, you remember when we talked about day one about that, what I want or what I already manifested. Yes, how that's going to happen, and the source, the why. That's your sense of identity. Now, these archetypal pairings, if you like, these archetypes have got a very profound effect on your sense of identity, who you consider yourself to be. We already talked over the last 3 days, we already talked about the archetype of queen and the whore, in a whore, the prostitute. So this is, if you like, it's your polarity of value. Yes. So if you have strong whore patterns in your life and business, and very little develop the queen, then your sense of identity will be somewhere here. And from here, you create everything. From here, you will get you will receive advice, or you will get, if you like, intuitive answers and ideas what to do next, how to achieve your goal. But the result of it will be always more of this, more of overworking, more of proving, etc., more of lack, if you like. Yes. So this is why we want to do this work. And of course, in Miracle Woman, we'll continue doing this work where you, day by day, degree by degree, embody more and more of your queen within yourself and alchemize more and more of the inner prostitute. So your identity can shift. Because when your identity shifts to this truth energy, the light energy, if you like, empowerment energy, the higher level archetypal energy, you stop manifesting from willing, like, I need to make it happen and I'm going to make it happen. And you simply are that. So everything else will reflect that: the quality of clients you attract, amount of clients you attract, the abundance you're able to receive, love you're able to receive, support you're able to receive. See how that works? Your life will be mirroring your new sense of identity. Yes. So that's one pairing you became quite familiar with over the last few days. Then we have got the parent and the child. The inner child is, yes, it's the source of all the magic in you, but also it can be, of course, the wounded child. It's those wounds that we picked up earlier on in our age. It's the little me. It's little Lenka, little Uma, little Maya. It's those type of behaviors and unconscious way of thinking and feeling and perceiving that we learned quite early in life and are becoming quite strong sense of identity. So when we don't attend to our inner child, this can show up, just give you very, very couple of things. This can show up as strong attachment tendencies. Like, I've got to have it this way. Like, give me my toy and you've got to come. I've got to have it now. So it can show up as strong attachment tendencies. It can show up as the wounded inner child can show up as catastrophizing the outcomes of your choices, like scared of monsters. So, oh my goodness, yes, I'm going to take that quantum action, but the result of it are going to be, oh my goodness, I'm going to die, or something terrible is going to happen. So catastrophizing the outcomes of your choices. So these are just a couple of patterns of the wounded child. And of course, if we let the wounded child run the show, well, that's really not healthy for our life, for our business. Of course, the empowered aspect of this polarity is your divine parent. That's the archetype I'll introduce you to and will work with inside of the Miracle Woman. So is essentially the way you're able to tap into self-nurturing and also the truth, you allow yourself to mature, to be loved and all of that, So I'm talking in just a nutshell, just so you have the understanding, but this is what we will, of course, work on. Yes. Then you have another, if you like, archetypal pairing or polarity, and that is your victim and the king. The king is your divine masculine. It's got to be well integrated, well activated, because again, as you go through this process of changing your life and changing lives of many people with it, of taking yourself from, say, not good enough or not enough to just enough and enough, and more than enough, and overflow, etc. As you're doing your inner divine masculine, the king, wants to be well activated. So, for instance, it's that part of you where you can stand tall even when there are rough seas. It's the part of you aspect of you that is willing to go into the darkness of unknown, etc., etc. It's the internal provider, So we will work with with your inner masculine, get familiar with your inner masculine, strengthen the inner masculine, fully activate your inner masculine, and so you can embody, integrate your inner masculine, because that's what you really, really need for full alchemy of the victim as well. The inner victim, as I briefly mentioned, is the inner victim is our internal sufferer. I am the the circumstances around me must make me feel good, or this way or that way, or it's causing, it's like it's life is happening to me. That's the inner victim. So we work with inner victim, of course, and with divine masculine, the king, to bring your continually, degree by degree, day by day, to bring your self-identity here. Okay. And the last pairing I didn't mention is magician and logician. Oh, that's the big one. We'll spend a lot of time with this because it's your essentially manifesting code. This is the manifesting polarity, where you're not only become powerful manifester, but powerful manifester of what you want. That's your magician consciousness. We have all magician within us, and the opposite of it, or the same polarity of it, is our inner logician. I mentioned it, the saboteur. It's the trickster that will all, that we've got to work how to work with the logician. Otherwise we'll be forever trying, but never quite manifesting what we want. So we'll spend quite a bit of time on this pairing, how to work with your logician, and how to truly awaken your magician, so you can truly manifest that which you desire in the weeks and months to come. So that, when that's what I call the miracle woman, yes, is your full truth when you well integrate these archetypes. So you naturally have got very strong magician consciousness, queen consciousness, king consciousness, and divine parent consciousness. Yes. So we will start with this. In October, I will continue these transmissions, activations, and I'll share with you plenty of teachings in the course Miracle Woman and Her Shadow. So we will have 9 more sessions, so which will be combination of activation, direct energy work, tools, energetic tools, and of course group coaching to support you with this. And from there you will have a year, 12 months of embodiment. So throughout this year you will you will have plenty of support and energy and tools to help you to become that version of you that you've always meant to be. So there's plenty. I'm not going to talk about that plenty that there is, because you can read about it about the information page. You will have access to some carefully selected pre-recorded material that you can bathe yourself in. We will have another live program with me later in the year, master classes along the way, community calls held by one of my dear coaches. So it's a container, a year-long container that will take the maybes out of the way. We're going to do it. We're going to do it with high level support. And the good news is that this is the, if you like, brand new container that is investment, which should be, of course, I'm giving myself to it. It's still priced for impact, but is the, in terms of the pricing, is priced much less than what I would typically do. All right. It's, this is a foundational embodiment container. So the fee is not going into 5 figures as I'm typically used to do this type of powerful embodiment work. So the fee is much less. However, still, hopefully you will go into it. I'm giving myself to the miracle woman within. All right. So read more. Is that enough for now? Is that just enough? I will perhaps share more. Good. Share more, but I'm invite you to step in. So we're going to share the link. I'm warmly invite you to step in. As you step in into Miracle Woman, you'll get access to our group, Miracle Woman group. You'll get immediate access to orientation. So we're going to activate the Miracle Woman. So you'll know exactly what to do to get started immediately. You'll get access to Miracle Woman library, so you can bathe yourself in more energy. There is one course, Desire Alchemy in there that is absolutely fantastic for those of you that say, no, I can't activate that highest level, of me. So there is loads. And of course, in a week and a little bit on the 2nd of October, we're going to start Miracle Woman and Her Shadow program course, when I'll guide you. This will be the core work more and more. And from there, everything will evolve. Okay. The all resources are available for 1 year. So we'll count from beginning of October to the end of September next year. Okay. We're leaning toward ends of September. We always give a little extra. Okay. Now, what days do we meet online? Remember, there cannot be one time that will suit all. Okay. That's just it's illogical, but I will tend to do the Miracle Women sessions at 2 p.m. UK time, which right now is Central Time 1 more hour, so 3 p.m. Central European time, and across the pond, our US clients, it's -5 hours, so it's 10 o'clock. So typically we'll meet at 2 p.m. UK time, but of course, everything is recorded. You will have a beautiful home, the library, everything will be recorded for you. All right. So I invite you to step in. Also, before we move on, because we've got still beautiful work to do, before we move on, I want to share you, I've got a little surprise and bonus for you. Okay. I know that there is nothing more powerful than connection to that self-identity, to your truth, to your soul. There is nothing more important. I know, this is the most important work you will do for your life. I know. And that's needed to be nurtured daily. Your day, when you're fully connected to that sense of identity, that true sense of identity, will be completely different and magical in comparison to day when you're not fully connected. You can appreciate it. I mean, I got another question here from Linda saying, how do I stay consistent when I struggle with consistency? And I will tell you, consistency can only come when you are fully connected. It's not consistency you want to, like discipline yourself. Like, I've got to do this, and that to be consistent, to achieve results. That's prostitute. Yes? No. Consistency comes very, very naturally when you have connection, full connection with that which you truly are, connection with the Miracle Woman within. So for my life and the business, I don't start a single day without establishing that full connection with myself, with my Miracle Woman within. That's the first thing. And it's then from there, the how of the day will show up beautifully. It's from there where I'm able to create so much more in a single day than sometimes it typically can take us weeks. It's from there that insane productivity comes. It's from there that there's miracles and receiving during the day comes, full connection. So why I'm saying this is because what came to me, I want to give you a little bit of surprise and a gift for those of you that will be stepping as a first, if you like, first powerful cohort of Miracle Women. So should you choose to step into Miracle Woman until Monday, okay, which is now what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So in the next 4 days, I will run a very special, I called it Miracle Morning session with me, where I'll guide you through my morning connection practice, and I'll connect you fully so you can create this connection every single day. Okay, I think it's very, very important work. So we'll spend beautiful morning together. Again, not all of you will be able to show up at my morning. I think I scheduled this at 8:30 in the morning, my time, but that morning you'll get up at whatever your time. If you can make 8:30 my time, great, you'll be there with us live. If not, you will, on that day, you will give yourself a couple of hours where you can absolutely watch this session. And I'm saying couple of hours because we're also going to do something with this connection. It doesn't take 2 hours to connect, but we are going to do something with this powerful connection. All right. So that will be a little extra that I know will deeply support you. So miracle morning with me. We already scheduled it. I don't know exactly for early October. I don't know when, but it's irrelevant. It's going to happen soon enough. All right. Excellent. Okay. So, and one more question I'll cover before we move on is, what about the limitless millionaire? Because of course, my precious, powerful, highest level embodiment container so far in a group setting is the limitless millionaire. It's a year-long container. And yes, it's a different frequency. It's a different price point. There is a lot more support, etc., etc. So limitless millionaire is still, of course, open for you. So you can choose which way is best for you. But one thing you need to know that as limitless millionaire, should you like to step into limitless millionaire, you will also get access to everything inside of Miracle Woman. So it's not one or the other. It's which way is it best for me to be supported right now? What's that frequency that calls me? So we will also put a link to Limitless Millionaire. And if you like a call about it, should you like to have some questions about the Limitless Millionaire or perhaps one of my premium coaching packages, so you can also book a call. You would book a call with Ida Lorna, who is she's been on my side and for my clients for years and years. So the title doesn't matter. She's my business manager, if you like, but Lorna has been there for me and my clients for years and years. So you can talk to Lorna, or you can talk to a couple of my incredible Limitless Millionaire clients, Alison and Karen. I think you've briefly saw Alison. So if you'd like to talk more about the Limitless Millionaire before stepping in, or you want to ask something, of course, you can book a call as well with them. All right. Okie dokie. Enough on that. I'm going to cover a couple of questions still. And that is, well, Joshna is asking, and this question made me smile because I think we can all relate to it one way or another. And that is, I might shorten in it, that, when I'm alone, it is so easy to raise my energy. And then, for instance, my husband comes home and he seems that I'm being happy, and then ask, what have you been up to that you seem so happy? And then I start to justify and my vibration goes down, etc., etc. Essentially, how do you deal with this, please? So question is, how do I deal with other people when on my way on alignment and sinking into that identity of higher self and nurturing my queen? Yes. So one thing I want to say on this is, I think we can all relate a little bit, is that this is the little characteristic or sneaking in of the inner victim archetype. As in, yes, when people are nice to me, I'll be able to be nice to myself. When people are really in a great mood, I'm able to be in a great mood. When people around me are in high vibration, then I will have a high vibration. But if there is the opposite, then it really affects my vibration. So what do we do with this? Well, first and foremost, you've got to realize that everything that is coming from outside through that other people and is, if you like, knocking your vibration, yes, is like, then it's only a reflection of what you've been doing to yourself or others anyway, but you don't want to see it. You don't want to accept that part of you inside. So I'll give you real life examples that I see quite often. Oh, I can't talk to my mom because when I talk to my mom, she's so much in victim. And it's always moaning, and it's my vibration is gone. Like I can't. Well, that's because you're projecting that inner victim through your mom, and you have not fully embraced it within yourself and worked with your victim. That's all you see. Whereas your mom can be million different amazing things, but all you perceive is the victim and how she takes you out of vibration. Yes, the very act that I can't talk to my mom, she takes me out of vibration, is a victim in us talking that I'm not powerful enough to hold, to be who I am, that sense of identity of who I am. Okay. So that's what you do in a nutshell, is to look at, if it's pressing some inner buttons and taking me outside of my vibration, guarantee it's simply mirroring what I've already been blindly doing to myself or others somewhere. So what is it? How do I embrace it? How do I change it? Okay, that's the question. And also the second thing is simply willingly, lovingly let others be off the hook, meaning that's intention, intention and the decision is, my dear husband, let's say, okay, if you're in vulnerability or angry or whatever, doubtful, if you're in there, I can compassionately be there for you, but I don't need to go into that with you. I know who I am, and it's okay. I can hold you if you like. I can observe it, and you have right, just like that art. Absolutely. But I don't need to go there with you. Yes? Okay? So just that little thing. All right. Okay. We've got a couple of other really nice questions, but I want to bring for those of super inspiration, Paulina, darling, who also is walking and has walked the path to her queen and miracle woman. Paulina has been my, again, Limitless Millionaire client previously, and mastermind client, retreat client. Paulina, beautiful, author of, what's your book called?
Wake up,
Wake up and change and do the work.
Save humanity. Sorry.
Amazing book. We're going to put there's a huge manifestation story even without behind that book, isn't it? Yes. Wake up,
Yes.
do big manifestation story. So Paulina, darling, thank you for coming in and sharing your story of how this work has been life-changing for you and for many others through your business. Go on, share, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And really, I applaud all of you who are here because you are doing the work. So I'm always happy when someone's doing the work. We're getting out of that victim and we are taking charge, right, of our life. So by showing up here, we're already doing it. So which part would you like me to share? Because there is a lot.
Yep, share. You know.
Share. Okay. So. Okay, well, you did ask about the book. So I remember when we've had a call once we talked about it, and we actually talked about TEDx. But, you are such a brilliant coach, and you basically, brought it in for me, and you had me to commit to by end of the year, and I think it was like probably something like this time of the year, maybe a bit earlier. And I felt it, that's the point. That new awareness is when we feel that this is here and it's available, and we bring it into now. And I didn't go into TEDx. I went into writing the whole freaking book and publishing it. So it, again, no attachment, right, to the result. However, following up that bigger energy, that juicy energy, and then working through all those limiting things, alchemizing them. So I mean, I love everything that you do. The program is amazing. I had a peek now, all the classes. I've listened to so many of them. I love the effortless selling and the storytelling you do. Like, there's so many temptation. There's so many amazing classes that you offer that helped me step into who I really am, right? It is a path of becoming. And with that come, of course, more money, more, abundance, more happiness and joy in life, and all of that comes, of course, with that. But it really is about who we are becoming. So that is to start.
Good. So share with us, what was it like maybe before you're doing this work? What is it like now? Just share with us. Yes. What were some of the that you wanted to create, and you wanted to, maybe you had some problems.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. So before I came across you, I didn't really know about energetics that much. I was working with a coach, so I did work on like strategies, setting up campaigns and things like that, and working on it and being in that masculine energy, which is amazing. We love masculine energy as well, but maybe sometimes it was a little bit unhealthy going into that prostitute archetype. And it was working to a point. So I was making maybe 5-8K a month. So it was not, it was good. However, when I first listened to your talks about energetics and the mirror and, where is it in me and how do I attract it? And I was like, wow, this is really landing for me. So I remember it was really quick for me, right? I think I bought your book, and then I bought some courses, and then immediately I went into a 1-year program, and I never looked back, right? So, and then I'm upgraded to many others, and went to your amazing retreat, which I highly recommend to everyone. And I'm definitely going to come back to that retreat again. So what it really did was to have that another level of understanding that the creation is all possible for us, and we need to step into that energy, right? It is really becoming that, and I loved how you open up this day today. It is about stepping into that and becoming that person, which is hard to do, right? Because we fall back. So I graduated from statistics. So I like to think of it like, percentage wise, right? Maybe at the beginning you step into it few percent, but then with practice you step into it more and more and more. And then eventually you have the leverage and you are very quick to shift, right? So it always works, and it takes time, like the gestation, right? That you said, the carrots, or like I remember you were talking about the carrot, or the different, a human being takes 9 months, right, to be born. So if we trust that process, we are absolutely, it's always going to work. So I just love the container. Some numbers, right? Because everyone is like, oh, what are the numbers? So with your guidance, I raised my prices to 50,000 euro for private coaching. I coach CEOs and C-suite leaders, and I have lower level programs, and I bridge that gap because I also had a bit of my ice queen, putting those very high prices, but not always being fully booked with those prices, right? So that's a part of ice cream there as well, to being that, I can charge this much, but not really serving everyone. So I did also work through that and shifted and changed and made different offers, very quality offers, but at different levels and different points of entry. So lots changed. Probably doubled my business annually, easily, right? Within the time we worked together. Yeah, so
Beautiful. And you're now traveling to lots of, Paulina, one thing I know is that you also along the way manifested amazing body. That's another thing. Ta-da. And lifestyle. Yes, because
yes.
I know you now as literally when they're like, where are you now, Paulina? Because you love to travel, don't you?
I do travel a lot. So yeah, with the body, and it is so I also want to say that I hear that a lot with my clients. I already have a coach. I already do something. I respect that a lot. And I had at one time 7 different coaches. And I also had a very specific health coach. So this work will open up things, and maybe it's like, oh, I want to have a role model in nutrition and health coaching, and I want to have support there. And I had financial coach and I had relationship coach, and I always think this is my biggest investment. Warren Buffett said that too. It's my biggest investment. No inflation, no winter metaphorically, no war will. I'm always here, right, with my consciousness. So the more I can nourish me and support me and spend money on this precious thing, I think one of the stars said, "What are you wearing that's most expensive?" And she said, "My brain," and I loved it, right? It is my brain, my mind, my body. So I did invest in health coaching, and I released joyfully 13 kilos, and it was a year ago, so managed to keep it. It is up and down a couple of kilos, but that's very normal. I also don't judge myself on that. It's traveling makes us, the body wants to protect, and will also want to put a few kilos as a protection. But that was huge for me. Overall lifestyle of, exercising now 3 times a week. I just went to run this morning. I woke up, was 8 a.m. I was like, okay, I committed to Lenka by 10 a.m. So yeah, I have time. I'm just
Fully
gonna go
alive.
run,
Beautiful.
in the park, run, having incantations and powerful music, getting myself in the vibes. Slow mornings, always coffee, trusting that I will need. Time is easy. You teach that too. Time is energy. It takes me no time to create, so I don't need the whole day. I can have 1 hour of total immersion, and I will create magic. So all of that is the lifestyle. On top of it, I do travel a lot. I am a part of Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership, which is incredible, costs a lot of money. Just to give you a perspective, it's with travels easily 1,050, sorry, 150,000 a year. And that's my investment for the growth and the travels, and I'm going to Abu Dhabi soon, and India. I've been to Hawaii, to Canada, New Zealand, all around the world with the most amazing people. And the best thing is that I know I belong, right? I belong there. I am that. It's not like I'm pretending. It's not like I'm trying to make the money and to be there because it's significant. It is just because I am that now. I became that. I wanted that, and I became that, and now I do it. So there's so much, right? And I started with, I remember I had on my dream map, I want to rent villas like for 1 month a quarter, to soak in energy, because for me that's the best business strategy, right? Soak in the energy of luxury and abundance. Thank you, Lisa. And just soak in it, and you will raise your vibration, and from that you will operate very differently. So I wanted to rent those places and villas, and I started with 2 weeks. I rented it for 2 weeks, and it cost me, like, I think, 1,500 euro to rent it for 1.5 week or something like that, right? With like travel.
I don't think this is all possible for you to have this lifestyle and this amazing business and working with this a few years back Did you even lean
Never.
that far? You didn't even lean that far, did you? You know, with you. So that's amazing story. And you know, so this is Paulina's version of, you know, miracle. She's living it. She's, you know, you became it, right?
Yes,
You
and
know,
still
there's
becoming.
always more, of course. There's always more. But this is I love that you share this, because Paulina didn't set herself on a small feat. Oh, let me take my business to 10K months or whatever, you know? It wasn't so I'm traveling the world. I'm working with the CEOs. I'm charging 50K for my highest level content. How was it when you sold your first 50K container? Because it's again so much out of, you know, what was before. How was it? It just
Honestly,
yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Of course, because people don't talk about it. But the truth is that when you do charge that, first of all, you have to say it, right? So at first you say it and no one says yes. And then you say it and someone says yes. And then you go like, holy, right? Like now it is like that, like with everything. But the
Yes.
first time I charged 1,500 a month, it was
Yes.
like that too.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
see, it's like it's the pattern. We can repeat the pattern, just the
Yes.
amount changes, but it's the same growth. When we can, if you, anyone on this call, you know, can recall, when did you get out of your comfort zone, step out of your comfort zone and start charging even 500 or like 200, whatever that amount was. It was the first time. And then, you know, there were more times, and
Yes. Yes.
and it's the same concept.
Yes.
So it is, you know, it is the same pattern to stepping out. It just becomes faster. You quantum leap it like all the time. You collapse it.
Yes.
And the staying power, I write about in my book. Staying power is a huge concept. How can you stay and be there? And when you hear the crickets, you go like, I see you, crickets. You're here and I still want that. And you don't just collapse in that energy, right? Because usually what we do, we collapse in the energy and we go, oh shit, it didn't work. I guess too bad.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not meant for it, right? But if you have that staying power, you really and it doesn't happen first time you do it. It doesn't. It just doesn't, right? It's a practice. No one ever woke up and said, "Yeah, everything is like." You also talked about it, right? Like if we all had everything immediately, like
We
it
might
would
as
be
well die
terrible.
tomorrow. Yeah, we might as well. Yes, yes, yes,
It
yes.
would be hell. Actually,
Yeah.
there is anecdote about it, right? It will be hell. You hit jackpot every time. You have everything you ever wanted all the time. You never have to uh, journey through it, right? You have that journey. It's not fun, you know. It's not enjoyment. So
Yes.
it is a balance, and
It
it's
is. Yeah, I'll ask you one more question, you know, because you know, you will, and you're still walking, of course, but for those women who are, let's say, on the, you know, the beginning of that year ahead, you know, so Shelai Shanta, you know, with, let's say, stepping into Miracle Woman and stepping on this journey of embodiment, which is not for everyone, you know, because most of it is like, it's easier to go to easy manifesting, you know,
yeah,
embodiment is that, but it's the manifesting looking at a much deeper energetic level and aligning ourselves with who we're meant to be, with that sense of identity. So it's, in a way, it's not easy. It's not for everyone, right? The
yes,
path of
it's not.
alignment and embodiment is not for everyone. But say, you know, for those that are called in, you know, do I give myself to this high version of it? What would you share with those?
Yes, and Lenka, I will even go from a different angle at this. It's just coming to me first, and I will speak to you, beautiful women who are on this call. If you don't love your business and you're not fully in, step out of it and go back. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't love your business and if you don't think it's a spiritual game, don't do it. Get out. It is not easy. You will not succeed. It's not easy. It's not what you've heard because COVID was like everyone got upset with corporates. Go back to your regular job. It really will not work for you. It's harder than you think. But if you do love your business, you are guided. And then you have the whole freaking universe behind your back. And then it's easy because your desire is from God, from universe, call it however you want to call it, right? And when you are following your desire, then it becomes easy, but not really easy, but it becomes like it's
more effortless, far less effort than.
It's effortless in that sense that it is, it's right. Like who here ever felt like, oh shit, this was exactly, it was smooth. Like I wrote my book, Neil Donald Walsh wrote a foreword, I manifested it. It was the easiest manifestation ever. And yet I had to get up at 4 a.m. I didn't have to. I chose to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to write the book. Because I was still traveling, I was still running my business, and I was having the best time of my life. And I wrote a book. It is work, but it's joy. It's joy. It's downloads. It's going through the process. So this is really how it works. And then yesterday I had a call with my client who is a CEO. He owns 35 businesses, y'all. It's like he's amazing, right? And he has sabotage, right? He has limitations. And we were talking about culture, and he was talking about, but if they give me this victim stuff, and blaming, I'm like, okay, great. So yes, they don't know, and you know.
Yes.
So guess what? You are a leader. And it's yes, you are a leader. You know what it means? That most of the people, wherever you go, all the other, your mom, they are going to not know. They won't know, and you will know. So as the leader, will you judge the F out of them and be like, you are there, poor you have no clue, I'm here, amazing, because I know? Or will you lead? Will you lead them? Or will you address the gap? Will you, like, if you were talking to your 10-year-old nephew, child, like I have a 11-year-old nephew, do you judge that nephew that he doesn't know how to, bridge the gap or whatever? Like, you will be compassionate, right? You will have more love to explain that. You will not judge them, but that's consciousness gap that you will have if you step into leadership. So I would say those two things. And you know what? If you are here and you answer yes to both, let's say you love your business and you want to be a leader, this is a no-brainer. There's no-brainer. You're gonna get more value than it's worth. I mean, than the price, like so much more value than the price. It's crazy how much value one class could cost this much, right? Let's be frank, really. And money is energy, and it always comes back. And you create vacuum, and it comes back. Every time I remember my last story, because I think someone needs to hear it. One time, when I invested 85,000 in Tony Robbins, which is minus every trip, like it's just like a membership fee, okay, 85K. And it was in Fiji, and I came back, and I knew exactly I wanted to do it, and I could do it. And I didn't have the money, let's be honest, to do all of it. It was a payment plan at the time. So you may step into payment plan, and I remember at first what came? Contrast, huge contrast. Fear, like you don't imagine. 2-3 days of like my whole body was shaking out of it. I knew it, I felt it. And guess what? I was like, I'm not stepping out of it. I am in it. Whatever you think, like we're going through it.
That's alchemical point, by the way, which is
alchemical point, absolutely. And within 2 weeks, 2 deals, 82,000 euro came in. 2 deals. But guess what? I would not get these deals if I didn't make that investment. And I would not say yes to these deals, or I would not make the offer at that level.
Yes.
But now I had a gap to fill in my spending plan, and I was bold to ask that money, and it was a yes. Do you see? It's like we all attract at every level, and I know you all know it probably, but knowing and doing it is very different. And your program will, your containers are very powerful. I recommend to everyone to just go for it. If you're here, go for it.
Thank you so much, Paulinka. Thank you so much. Our team put a little links for you if you want to connect. Paulina is very powerful. It's been an absolute privilege to be working with you, witnessing your journey. More to come. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Oh, what an inspiration.
Thank you.
I'll just add one note, just because Don't you think you have to have a business or develop business to benefit profoundly from Miracle Woman? Yes. I think it's likely, even if you don't have a business, that you will have by the time we're finished, because business is the most powerful way how to release your voice and give the world yourself and be generously rewarded for it. It's just the business, when it is an extension of your soul, there's nothing more powerful than that. So I'm a huge, that's why energetic entrepreneurship. However, to be a miracle woman, you don't necessarily need to be in a certain stage of the business or run a business. We'll all leave it there. Okay, it will meet you exactly where you're at. Okay. Okie dokie. One more question. How do you know, Sonia is asking, how do you know something is a real desire instead of a trauma response or a need of your ego? Have you ever asked yourself this question? I'm really called to something. I really desire something. I have this vision coming through, or the next thing I'm coming through. But what if it's just my ego? What if it's coming from the pain or trauma response? What if it's not really my higher self talking? And there is very easy answer to that. Don't you worry, my darling. Don't you worry about that. Because desire, as long as it's genuine, yes, will also give your ego mind what it needs and call you up to your purpose. So for instance, I'll give you one example. Here. When I was leaning towards my, expanding my income, leaning into the 8-figure impact on the world, I had this exact question, but what if it's just like Lenka woman wants to make this big impact and a bigger level of abundance? What if it's just me? And yes, of course, your higher self, listen, your higher self, your soul, your heart will never lie to you. If that expands the desire, the next thing expands your heart, if it expands it, it's really the God, the universe wants to live it through you. That's how it wants to experience through you. And that holds the energy of all that you need and need to become. So along the way, yes, your ego desires or trauma response will be healed as well. It will satisfy it as well, of course. But none of your desires can be only your egoistic desires. None of them. Does it make sense? Don't kill yourself. Again, we are here to light up a new path for generations of daughters to come who know that we are here to be the full vessels of this life, of this huge power that's flowing through us, open vessels that live life fully, that we don't need to live it with effort and with thinking ourselves to it and working ourselves to it all the time. We are here to express the divinity fully. And that comes with giving. So manifestation in a way that will really enrich us, because we know we give. We give, let's say, to those charities we care about. We give to those friends and families. There's so much joy in giving, right? We give without expecting anything, because we are so rich that we give. So giving, growing our mind, that's also that full expression, where we learn, where we expand our awareness, where we travel, when we feed our mind, and when we gain physical, beautiful pleasures, that beautiful piece of furniture, beautiful earrings. For you, all of that is divine. All of that is expression of the miracle woven within the soul. So I don't quite care if you think you have egoistic desires, they're divine too. Okay? So give yourself to them. Give yourself to them. More to come. One favor I will ask you. I can't make any promises, because this Lenka is traveling to Miami next week before we start the Miracle Woman course in September before I'll start guiding you live into the depths of yourself. So I'm going to have a week of travel, but you know, I'm still connected to you. So if there is anything that might prevent you from to give yourself fully to your inner queen, give yourself fully to your desires, maybe stepping into Miracle Woman, and there's something that is preventing you, could you let us know? Could you let us know? Because I might be able to support you. I may be able to create some additional material or video, etc. Yes? So do let us know. And for now, I'll invite you to, for once more, step with me on a final little journey inwards, where we're going to bring in all that we received. Okay? And as you close your eyes, I want you to extend your hands, and in those hands, imagine a beautiful, beautiful crystal ball, a ball of energy, pristine ball of energy, sparkling white ball of energy, where everything is possible for you, everything is possible for you now. So in there, that pristine ball of energy is asking you to imagine you at your highest self, you with all your intention lived, physicalized, you as a miracle woman. What does it mean? Perhaps see yourself living, working, breathing at that highest power. What may be one scene that will be the evidence of that? Allow yourself to see it inside of that energy ball. A memory of you, even though it might feel like a future memory, where you are already living your desires. So as you observe it inside of that pristine ball of energy, temporarily, I want you to step in, go inside of this scene, go inside of this memory, become, look through your own eyes, become that woman that lives your desires. Notice what you see, notice what you hear, and make perhaps even these images brighter. Intensify the feeling that's coming with that. Wonderful feelings of living your greatest intentions, of being your miracle woman. And then again, step out and put this image, this future memory inside of this ball. And as you hold this ball, allow yourself to breathe in your energy into it and the universal energy into it. Take deep breath through your nose. Through your mouth, give this version of you, this future memory, all the power it desires, it needs for its full fulfillment. And again, give it a breath of life and notice how this memory, how this version of you is coming completely alive. And one more time. Notice this memory coming completely alive. And with that, I want you to imagine that you'll float above your future timeline with this memory, with this ball in your hands. Whatever you might imagine as your future, float above it. And I want you to go above the time when you know is perfect. Doesn't have to be exact date. Just set intention. I'm going above the exact time when it's for me divine and perfect to live this intention physically and fully. And when you above your timeline, get about that time, let this ball go. Let it from your hands and let it sink down. Let it become part of your future timeline. Let it sink into it. And here, open yourself to receive all the support, guidance, ideas, resources that you might need to manifest and embody this version of you fully. From here, acknowledge that this is inevitability. You just created a future memory. And allow yourself or set intention to realign that future timeline, realign all the events in a light of achieving, of embodying, of becoming this version of you effortlessly in joy and grace. And with that, you can come back to your body, feel the joy of turning your even greatest desires into inevitability, knowing that you'll be guided for that next awareness, next choice, next step, next level of embodiment to take you there, to becoming. And finally here, you proclaim, my name is, your full name, and I am Miracle Woman. Anything is possible for me. Anything is possible for me here and now. And so it is. My dear queens, welcome back. And goodbye for now. All those questions. Listen, my darlings, we have got on the website on a miracle, because I can see plenty more questions coming. But if I haven't got business yet, I'm figuring it out. But I would love to. Will this help me? Yes. But we're here to support you. My team are here to support you. Any questions we have got, you will find in Q&A how to connect with us. There's also a little support button on the website. My team are here to support you. So keep asking, okay? If you have any more specific questions. And I want to thank you. Thank you for co-creating this experience. As always, I would love for you to take a little time to integrate today. The replays will stay on YouTube for a little while. I don't know how long. So absolutely, you can re-listen again, take from it more. And share with me. Share with us, whether it's in the YouTube comments or in the group, Spiritual Entrepreneurs. Share with us what you're taking away from here, what you're... what's changing, and those of you that are stepping in, because you know, I know you're stepping in, already stepped in into Miracle Woman and Limitless Millionaire. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, really look forward to take you on this magical, magical journey of embodiment. Let's do it, my darlings. So much